Easy crochet market bag, beginner friendly. Tutorial and pattern. Looks complicated, but it's not. You only need to know 3 stitches: chain, single crochet, and slip stitch. This is the pattern for the market bag. I am going to be making the smaller bag with the starting chain of 20.
What are you making?
I'm gonna make that market bag again, but I think I'm gonna make it smaller, and I'm gonna make it with this. So I just gotta find my hook. I hope I put it back in here. I used a 5, I believe. Using the 5mm. And I'm gonna be using the Karen Cakes strawberry kiwi. And this is acrylic, I believe. 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So this is different than using all that cotton I used on my other bag. So we're gonna see how it turns out. But the pattern is gonna be the same. So if you wanted to use cotton, go ahead and use cotton. But I'm gonna show you how I do this. You can start out with, my previous one I had at 25, but this one I think I'm gonna make it 20. So chain 20. Okay, and we are going to do, yeah. I'm trying to get it to align here. I thought this was to make it easier for me. Okay, chain 20 plus 1. However long you want it, you do the plus 1, and then you go back. You have your 20. I have 20 plus 1, and I go into the second chain from the hook. Not that first one, but the second one, and you make your single crochet. And you're gonna make 5 rows of that. Single crochet back and forth, back and forth. So right now it's 12:40. I'm not gonna finish this whole thing with you guys here. So you do that, and when I get that, these 4 or 5 rows done, I will join up with you again. Okay, so now we're working on our finishing up our last row. So I'm doing the single crochet, chain 1, turn it. We have 5 rows of single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to chain 5. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to go into the next. I think we go in. I can't remember now if I go into this one or I go into this one. I go into the next one. And you single crochet, chain 5. Go into the next stitch, single crochet, chain 5, and it's going to be all the way down, so I'll catch you at the end. Okay, I'm going to do my last 5 single crochets, and here's I'm going to single crochet into that spot. We're going to turn around. We're going to chain 1 and turn around. Now what you do here, see all of these little loops now? We're going to treat this the way we did this bottom one. And each loop is considered 1 stitch. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. We're going to connect it into that loop. And then we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. Go to the next loop, because that's considered 1 stitch. We go into that loop and we single crochet, chain 5. So sorry, Lab. And so then, how did my hair get stuck in there? And then again, same thing. So I'm gonna let you watch for a little while.
herringbone stitch is not fast at all. It's because it's very technical. Plus, it's working in the back bumps of the chain, which never is quick at all.
I'm here working with Allegra at a coffee shop called Sugar and Bean.
Coffee and cream.
Coffee and cream.
No, it's called Sugar and Bean Coffee and Cream.
Sugar and Bean Coffee and Cream. So that's who you hear in the background complaining about her stitches.
Was I supposed to be quiet?
No, you don't have to be quiet. So then we hook up into that loop, single crochet. So you're going to be doing that all the way. And then when you turn around, you're going to do the same thing you did here. Make 5 single crochet and hook up to that first loop. And back and forth for, let's see, since I did this in 20, I think I'm going to do this 30 rows. So I'll see you at 30 rows. I might be home by then.
Okay, so I am back home now. I'm going to show you just how I do it kind of slowly, and you can get a better view of how I make these little mesh chains. Pretty simple. Like I said, you only need 2 stitches, which is the chain and single crochet. That's a single crochet right there. And now you're going to chain 5. Now I'm reaching the end of the row, and this is how we do it. You just do your single crochet, you turn your work. Well, I haven't turned it yet, but you can turn it, or you can do your 5 single crochets first. Either way is good. Turn your work. Now, your first single crochet is going to be put in that first loop, not your second one, your first one. And count your little loops as you go so you can make sure that you have the exact amount of stitches that you started the chain with, minus the 1. And so this is how you go on. Now I want to show you how I count the rows. And so each one of these is a row. So when you put stitches into these rows, you catch every one of these. Don't just go in those little small ones. Now we're going to work on the other side of the bag. And to match the other end, we're going to put a single crochet. You chain 1, put a single crochet in each loop. Each loop counts as 1 stitch. So we're going back and we're cinching it up, and it'll match the other side. And you just do this all the way down. I think I'm going to stay with you here so you can watch the whole process, just in case. So single crochet, that's the other stitch, remember? Single crochet is very simple bag. You just need to know these stitches, but once it gets done, you're going to have a beautiful, beautiful little bag. And people will be impressed, let me tell you. Now we're reaching the end of the loops, and we're doing our last single crochet and a chain 1. And now we're going to turn the work, and in each of these single crochet stitches we just made, we're going to make another single crochet stitch. And don't forget, go into the very first one right there. There you go. Just showing you more views of the stitches. Okay, the very first stitch, single crochet, and you work your way all the way down. Now you have all your rows, 5 rows just like the other side, but always measure it with the other side just in case it is not the same height and you want it to match the other side. You see right here I'm comparing them and they seem to be the same height, so I'm okay with that now. Now we're going to chain our 50 chains, and this is going to be the strap of the bag. And here I am at the end of 50 chains. And now we're going to attach it to the other side of the work here. And this will be our strap. And we're going to attach it with a single crochet. There you go. And you're going to make a single crochet down the little, those rows right there, the first 5 rows that we did, and continue on down the side of the bag. Okay, now that we attached the bag and worked down that top, we're going to start working in the mesh. And make sure you go through every loop. There's going to be a small loop. This is a small loop right here. Then we're going to go through the bigger section right there because that is a row. And you're going to make a single crochet in all of these. So the big row, the little row, the big row, and then I'm going to continue like that. And I'm going to do this for a little bit. If you want to skip ahead, we're going to head up to the top of the other side of the bag. Okay, here we go. We're on the top of the bag and we're going to make our 5 single crochets. The reason we make 5 is because there's 5 rows. Okay, and then when we reach the corner there, we're going to make our 50 chains. And then we're going to attach it to the other side of this bag. Okay, here we go, our 50 chains. And we're going to attach like we did before with a single crochet in that first stitch. There you go. And you're going to do it just the same as you did the other side. And I'm just going to let you watch this until we reach the other side. Here, I just want to show you again the little spaces, just so in case you didn't, are still a little confused. These are the spaces that we work in, and I'm going to let you see this for a while. Okay, now we're reaching our 5 rows of single crochet, and that's where we're going to end this row of single crochets. We're going to go into that first stitch and we're going to make a slip stitch. There you go. And now we're going to chain 2 because we're starting a next row. And this chain 2 is not a stitch, it acts as a step up to help me see and define that row when I come around again. And then I'll show you in a second here what it looks like. And if you need a stitch marker, put it in that first stitch that you made. Not that chain, but the first stitch. Okay, see how you can tell where that row begins? We're going to work all the way around and come back and meet this and slip stitch into that part right there. And that will be our first row, and then we'll start over again. Okay, here we're going to work in each chain a single crochet, and this is going to be the strap. Okay, now you can see that we continued our single crochets over all of those single crochets we made previously. And now we're going to be working down the side of the bag, which is going to be much easier because you can see every chain, every stitch. So just work a single crochet into all those stitches. And we're going to go back to those 2 chains that we made and a little step up. Okay, here we go. Almost reaching that 1 step up to complete the first row around our bag strap. We'll just make it all the way down with our single crochets in each stitch. And when we get to that one, we will insert the hook and do a slip stitch. And that's the end of this row. Now to begin the next row, we do our 2 chains for our little step up. And then now we single crochet into that same stitch right there. Don't skip it. And you're going to do single crochets all the way around again and meet yourself back over here. So we're going to do 4 more rows. So a total of 5 rows to make your strap and the side of the bag. And here is a beautiful bag that you get, a nice market bag. I hope you have fun making this bag. Thank you for watching.